Hey, what's going on? My name is Dosty and welcome back to a brand new Apex Legends video. Before I show you how to aim extremely fast, go and check out my fast loading tutorial. It is on console, so if you're on an Xbox or PlayStation, it's going to help you out a lot. Ultimately, it helps you loot extremely fast just like you would on PC. All you're doing is binding your square, or you're changing your square to your L2 or your L1 so you can look around and loot really fast. So if you haven't checked that out, make sure to do so. Today though, I'm going to show you guys how to aim extremely fast. All you're doing is actually going into your in-game settings and changing a few settings around. People would think it would just be your ADS sensitivity and your regular sensitivity. The max you can go to is 8. People would automatically think you just go to 8. That's how you get max aim down sight sensitivity, but it's not. There's actually a little bit of a workaround hidden in these settings alone. Just like the fast loading tutorial that I put out, it's actually hidden in the settings at the very bottom of the screen. It's called advanced look controls. You're going to want to go to that and then turn on custom look controls. What this does is it gives you all the options: the dead zone, outer threshold, yaw, pitch, all the settings for your sticks so you can aim super fast. Now it doesn't mean you have to aim super fast, it just gives you a lot more options than the basic settings you already have. Obviously, if you're rocking like a 5 or a 6 sensitivity, and changing all that to like max is going to be a little bit difficult at first. It's kind of a learning curve. Obviously, you're going to have to get used to it and build up that muscle memory. You might be thinking to yourself, there's a lot of things here: outer threshold, dead zone, target compensation, yaw speed, pitch speed, ramp up time, ramp up delay. It does look a little complicated, but it's really not. If you actually look on the right hand side, if you hover over each of these settings, it'll show you the definition for those words and what they mean. Basically, yaw and pitch. Yaw is left and right, pitch is up and down. Extra yaw, extra pitch, that means the exact same thing, except when you move it, how much more quickly that'll turn, left or right, up and down. And the same thing goes for aim down sight at the very bottom. Your dead zone ultimately is just your inner range, so the very small, just moving it very small, that's pretty much your dead zone. They do say a smaller dead zone is better. However, if your aim down sight and your sensitivity in general is like at the max, you're gonna have a little bit of drifting just because it is so high. You will notice even if you like barely push on your stick, you might notice a little bit of drifting going on or whatever. So it's all normal, but you won't really feel that in-game when you're aiming down sight and you're shooting at your enemies, so not a problem. Ultimately, your outer threshold is kind of your boundary for the stick, so like when you get close to the plastic or when you touch the plastic, that is your outer threshold or your boundary ultimately. Pretty much I have my outer threshold set to the max so I can get above 8. Your response curve affects how sensitive the stick is across its range of input, meaning that if your response curve is all the way down low, it's going to feel pretty linear, you could say. It's going to feel really twitchy. And like it says here, if your response curve is all the way at the maximum, all the way to the right on the settings, it'll feel too dull. So if you move it quite a bit, you're going to be pretty slow in aiming down the sight or moving in general. Target compensation is aim assist, target assist, whatever you want to call it. If you turn this off, I would not recommend it. You're going to lose every battle. A lot of you in the comment section on the fast loading tutorial video have requested that I do a settings video, and so what you just saw was all my settings, all the little small details I get for kind of aiming super fast. Ultimately, this is kind of where it goes to. This is the max you can get for your settings. If you want to go higher than that, or you just want to be a god, then at that point you just might as well go to keyboard and mouse. Moving on to my controller and what that looks like in terms of button layout. I am currently rocking customized. There are different controller presets you can use: Ninja, Evolved, Button Jumper, Button Puncher. And what you're seeing on screen right now is my settings. So for example, if you aim down sight with L1, then you're going to want to change your jump to your L2. Vice versa if your aim down sight is L2. Crouch is with my right joystick. This allows me to fire and crouch at the same time, or slide easier. The interact, pickup, reload binding is R2. This is the exact same thing I said in my fast loading tutorial. Again, if you haven't seen that, go and check it out. Cycle weapon is the exact same thing. I just put it on triangle. That doesn't really matter. My aim down sight is L1 just because I don't really like the triggers. I like the bumpers. It's fast triggers. There's not really a huge difference in terms of speed, but you do get like a little bit of delay with the triggers. The bumpers, you just tap them, you're good to go. attack is R1, tactical ability is X, so I binded that to X as my jump is L2. Obviously, because of my interacting and my reloading and picking up is R2, my ping wheel actually changes to square, so ultimately you have to pretty much aim with the joystick, take your thumb off the joystick, press square, and then to pretty much to ping. However, you could use the claw method, have your thumb on the joystick and take your index finger and press square to ping too. Sprint is default, left joystick, melee is circle, and then all the other ones are the exact same thing. So that is my settings for my controller. That is how you can pretty much get the fastest aim in Apex on controller. It's not like keyboard and mouse where you can set your sensitivity extremely low, but I mean at the same time, if you have a full desk, you can literally just swipe your mouse across the full desk and get up to like 50 sensitivity, no problem. Basically, I'm saying that with a mouse you can have a sensitivity at whatever you want, anytime you want. Anyways, that is going to do it for me. Make sure to like the video and comment down below if it has helped you out, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time with a brand new video.